What if I told you that $10,000 invested the right way in Bitcoin over 12 years could actually turn into $10 million? It sounds crazy, but it's not magic. It's not day trading. And I'm actually going to show you the realistic path for turning $10,000 into $10 million in Bitcoin over a 12-year period. Let's not waste any more time and jump straight into the video. Smash the like and subscribe. Here I will begin on a longer term Bitcoin chart, like the monthly. And basically from the beginning of Bitcoin, we've actually gone through cycles where we have periods of around 35, 36 months or 3 years of a long and a massively bullish uptrend, and then around 12 months of a downtrend, so 1 year. So we go through these 4-year cycles, 3 years up, 1 year down. And throughout these cycles, if we're able to invest in Bitcoin in the correct areas and understand this cycle, over a 12-year period, 3-4-year cycles, we actually could realistically turn $10,000 into $10 million. So let me now visually show you these 4-year cycles. So here in Bitcoin, we can begin and we see with this initial massive uptrend, we use this measuring tool from the beginning to this uptrend. We see 36 bars on the monthly chart. So it's 3-year uptrend. Then we can see from this uptrend all the way down into the bottom, we had 12 bars or 12 months. Then the next bullish cycle from this bottom right here, all the way to the top was actually 35 bars. So very, very close to that 36 bars. Then from here to the bottom, we had 12 bar downtrends, again, 1 year. Now, currently, the cycle that we are in, we calculate from the bottom and extend it out. We're currently in month 34 out of an expected 35, 36, maybe 37 month uptrend. And if you had invested at the beginning of 2023 into Bitcoin, the types of returns that you can expect, even just right now, you'd be up close 600%. And we've also got a lot of projections from analysts expecting the price of Bitcoin to hit around this $200,000. So somewhere around this 150 to 200,000 is where I'm expecting the top to be. And if we can calculate even from this bottoming price to around this 150,000, would be around 900%. And if we got to close to 200,000, that's a 1,200% gain, or basically a 10x. Now, this is where the $10,000 into 10 million actually takes place. So now you might also be asking, John, how does Bitcoin run on these 4-year cycles? Well, the backbone behind this system is how the halving works. Every 4 years, we have a reduced supply per block, which is halved. It continues and happens every single 4 years. And that's why we get these cyclical events happening in Bitcoin every single 4 years. What we're actually looking to do is begin our investing period at this bottoming after we have this 12 months of downtrend. And we can actually expect that to be happening very, very soon. As I showed you, we're currently in month 34 out of an expected 36, maybe 37 month uptrend before we then do have that roughly 12-month downtrend, which will give us the perfect timing. So basically from right now, we're expecting another push to all-time highs. That's where we're going to be exiting our initial play from this 4-year cycle. And then from there, what I actually do would be stable coining. So I'd turn all of those coins into stable coins, or even turn them back into a bank account where I can earn 4, 5, even 6% on some of these stable coins. So while I'm waiting for this next 12-month period, because obviously I don't want to be long Bitcoin if I'm expecting, say, the price to go from 150 to or 200,000 and drop around 60% and probably retest around this $60,000 region, actually makes a lot of sense for this retest to happen when we do have this bear trend after another push higher. So rather than being invested in Bitcoin during that period, I'd rather be stablecoined, or I'd rather be earning interest from my bank account. And then I wait that 12-month period and then reinvest. So as I showed you, let's say for this initial period, this is where we invested our first initial $10,000, because in this, at the start of the video, talking about turning 10,000 into 10 million, and this is where it's possible. So if we were to invest our $10,000 right here, so we invested 10K. Now, as I showed you, we actually get some huge movements during this 36 months uptrend. Let's actually look at the first initial Bitcoin move. We actually got an 18,000% move, or 180x. Then in this bull run from 2019 all the way up, we got over 2,000%. So it's around a 20x, or actually it was a bit more. And currently, if we got in at the low, even from current price, we're up about 6x. At the top, it was over 7x, and we are expecting around 10x. So when we invested at the beginning of this bull cycle, now a 10x, putting us up to around this $150,000 per Bitcoin. Well, guess what? Our $10,000 would then become $100,000. So we now have $100,000 after this first 3-year period, or this 36-month uptrend like I showed you. And then once Bitcoin hits around that $150,000, so we can cash out our $100,000 total, I would then turn this into stable coins, as I just explained, stables, and then we'd earn somewhere between 4 to say 6% interest. This is really on the super more stable side, but you can actually get over 10% plus on some more riskier sides. But we're just going with, say, 4% from a bank account, or even you can get that 6% in stables. So for that next 12-month period, while we do expect a small little decline in Bitcoin, we actually take advantage of this, let's call it 5%. We'd actually earn an extra $5,000 from our $100,000. And then what we'd look to do, as I showed you, we made 180x on the first push. We made a 20x on the next push. This push looks like it's going to make around a 10 to 15x to the top. Let's call it a 10x. Also in the next bull cycle, we're definitely expecting another major push as we get another institutional wave to the upside. So again, expecting another 10x. So let's actually get rid of all this. And again, imagine we began this bottom of the bull trend after this 12-month period. As I explained, let's say we hit around this $60,000 as I'm expecting. We would have this one initial push up, and we'll come down to around this 60,000. Then that's when we'd look to enter in again with our $100,000. Well, it actually would be a little bit more. As I showed you with stables, it could be 100, 105, even 110. But we'd look to enter back here with our $100,000. And even if you've seen some price projections for the next bull run, if we match some market caps, even just half or 40% of the market cap of gold, we would actually hit around $450,000 to $500,000 per coin. So if we're sitting at $60,000 per coin, another very close to 10x, let's say we hit that $500,000 per coin, then overall our $100,000 would then project up to our $1 million. We'd get another 10x on our money. We'd actually have a total of $1 million from our initial $10,000 investment. And then what we're then expecting out of the third bull cycle, say we have a major dip from 500,000, and actually if you do look into the major 4-year trend, which I can go in further in another video, this is in this cycle right here is where we're expecting a potential 3 to 4 year downtrend where we reset the overall 4-year cycle and have a left translated cycle, which means we say peak in 8 to 12 months and then have a 36-month downtrend. So price could even come back from 500,000 even back to this $100,000 region. And again, all during this period, as we can time it from the top, this 36 months up, 12 months down, as we can just continue to follow from previous cycles that continue to rhyme. We can stablecoin this initial $1 million. Potentially, we can even make, if we were to say that over this 3-year period, we would have to stablecoin it because we're expecting another major downtrend. Again, say 5%, 5% per million. You actually make $50,000 per year. Over 3 years, that's over $150,000 just in interest income. And then again, when we come back into this bottoming period, we put in that $1 million, expecting another major push to the upside, where even if it was to take a little bit longer than 12 years, let's say it was to take 15 years, as I explained, some projections are expecting a little bit longer of a left translated cycle, which turns into a bear trend, but we then could still continue this bull trend of 3 years up, one year down. But again, this 1 million invested at this bottoming, let's say at around $100,000 per Bitcoin. Bitcoin then hits that $1 million per coin. We then turn our $1 million total into an overall $10 million. And that happens over roughly a period of 12 years if it follows this, as I showed, 3 years up, 1 year down. But it could even take, let's say, 15 years. Wow. It could take 15 to 20 years, on the best case, 12 years, to turn 10,000 into 10 million by actually investing the right way in Bitcoin. So understanding these cycles is extremely important and really does give you the opportunity, with just a small amount invested into the correct areas and understanding the long-term trend of Bitcoin. Obviously, having mass global adoption puts us from $10,000 to $10 million per coin. If you do enjoy today's video, smash the like and subscribe. I'm going to be bringing out a lot more cryptocurrency news content. I'll see you in the next video.